I hate to break it to you, but selling on Etsy is not as easy as it may seem. You can spend all the time in the world creating the perfect SEO optimized listing, or having the perfect marketing, or having the perfect branded Etsy store. You're still not going to really move the needle. And this is a mistake that I see a lot of people make over and over again. So in this video, I'm going to share exactly what do you need in order to start actually generating sales and become as well a 6-figure / 7-figure seller. Now, I don't want to discourage you because Etsy is still the best way to make money online as a complete beginner, because you're leveraging the organic traffic from Etsy, meaning people actively go on Etsy to search for gifts. Additionally from that, you don't need to have a fancy website because you're selling directly on an Etsy storefront, and you also don't need to show your face on social media. But as someone who's made over 6 figures on Etsy, there's some things that I wish I would have known before getting started. Not to worry, in this video, I'm gonna spill the tea of where you need to focus your attention in order to start getting those sales. But before we jump in, make sure to hit that subscribe button, as I provide you guys with the best content out there when it comes to Etsy, digital marketing, e-commerce, the list goes on. And most importantly, it helps me provide you with the best free content out there. So let's jump right in. First things first, you'll want to find a way to differentiate yourself. Now, I don't mean selling completely different products, but a mistake that I see a lot of beginners make is that they'll see a product that is a bestseller and simply copy it. Now, take a step back. If I'm a consumer and I'm going on Etsy and I'm looking for a gift for her, and on the top page, I see kind of the similar mugs, let's see, or similar t-shirts or similar jewelry, well, chances are is that I'm going to be lazy, and obviously I'm gonna click on the listings on the top, unless there's something that really catches my attention, that is different, that makes me laugh, that stirs some kind of emotion and differentiates itself. Now, I'm not saying sell something completely different, although that can also work. But if you're doing print on demand like myself, obviously everyone else has access to the same products. So the same jewelry, the same mugs, the same t-shirts, etc. So how do I differentiate myself? Well, I have to understand what the customers are looking for first and foremost, and then find ways, really tap into my creativity to find ways to really resonate with that consumer, make them laugh, like stir some kind of emotion, tap into what I like to call their reptilian brain. So once you've done that, essentially you've created a listing that is going to get those sales. So that's obviously the hardest part to crack, but the best way to do that is by uploading day in and day out. Now, I'm going to share with you as well what you can do to have those best-selling listings. Now, the second thing that you want to do is surf trends. And this is really easy. The first step is by essentially going on Etsy and typing in different keywords. We're going to do something very simple, gift for her. And as you scroll down, you're going to see different options of gifts, whether it's necklaces, this one fueled by iced coffee and anxiety. So here, this is giving me a screenshot of what are some of the best performers, because these are on the top page. And I'm gonna look for these best sellers. So obviously this one looks to be rather popular. I'm gonna click on it, and it's a personalized bracelet with a knot ring. So what's important to do is look first and foremost at what the title is, because it's going to give you insight as to who is purchasing this item and for who. So in my case, since I have access to supplier, like jewelry supplier, and really what I love to do is personally sell jewelry, but this can apply to any other category and any other products, whether it's mugs, t-shirt, etc. But essentially here I'm like, okay, everyone likes bracelets, and it seems like this is a Valentine's Day gift as well, a godmother bracelet. Like, this is an item that is being sold for multiple occasions, right? And for different kind of individuals, whether it's a daughter, it's a mom, etc. So that's really good insight for me, because if I'm doing shine on, essentially, even though they don't necessarily have bracelets yet, like I have the opportunity here to look and dissect why this is working and find a way to replicate it. And so I know that this is trending as well because it's a personalized item. So kind of a side note, personalized products tend to outperform regular products simply because it adds that personal touch. So my next step, now that I've gone on Etsy and done that research, there's two things I'm going to do. One is I'm going to also look at SEMRush, and I'm going to open the tool now and show you some of the insights that I can get as well to understand what is trending. So the first step, just to kind of go back, is go on Etsy and use these like keywords that are very generic, like gift for her, gift for a daughter, Valentine's Day gift, to get a sense of the landscape. What is currently trending on Etsy? So that's your first step. Obviously, look as well at the categories that you're interested in selling. So if you're interested in selling mugs or t-shirt, like do the same exercise of simply going on Etsy and looking specifically for what is trending. The second step is going on SEMRush and do a little bit more digging on these keywords because I'm personally interested in knowing what the search volume are for these keywords. And most importantly, it's going to give me more insights as to where there's potential opportunity or gift ideas I might have not even thought of. So I'm going to do gift for her. I'm going to do search right here. So obviously we can see that the search volume is rather high. It's harder for it to rank. But really what I'm interested here is looking at these questions. A gift for bride on her wedding day, a gift for a friend on her birthday, must have gift for her, what a good anniversary gift. So the reason I like looking at these questions is because it's giving me the search intent of individuals. And obviously, even though we're looking at the search intent on Google in general, what I'm interested in is understanding what those trends are, because obviously it's also going to apply to Etsy. And it's going to also help me get insight of opportunities I might not have seen or thought of in other softwares. So this is the first step. Go on SEMRush, look at all the different opportunities. So what is the best gift for her? But perhaps May birthday gift for her. So this is like a specific month in the year, and they're looking for perhaps like a birthstone, I imagine. So do the exercise of going through all these questions to find opportunities. And what you really want to ensure is that there is a decent search volume. So actually the search volume here is a little low, like 210 per month, that's fine. But you want to make sure that it's at least 200 plus. But overall, like this is giving me some insights of where there are potential opportunities I might not have thought of. Then we're going to go back to our dashboard, and I'm also going to look at all these keyword variations. And here we're going to see that the search volume is also much healthier, but birthday gift for her, obviously this is something that people are searching for, Valentine's gift for her. So the KDP percentage, by the way, this is to give you insight of how easy or hard it is to rank the item, but this applies more for someone who's writing a blog. However, it's good to have that in mind as well for Etsy. But you personally, what I do is that I get this information here, and then I'm going to move over to eRank to get a sense of how competitive it is on eRank. I like to use both tools because I get different kind of insight. Okay, so I'm going to open eRank, and essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the keyword that I just saw on SEMRush, and this is going to give me more insight of opportunities directly inside Etsy. So 60 birthday gift for her, low competition. Search volume is not there, so it's probably rather low, but I know that this is something that if I'm a beginner, I could potentially create a necklace or a gift for somebody who's celebrating their 60th birthday. So the reason I really love eRank is because it's gonna give me insights, not only just search volume. So birthday gift for daughter, the search volume here is pretty healthy, 2,400. Obviously there's higher competition. So I'm gonna have to find a way to differentiate myself. But essentially what you want to do here is look for all these different trends and opportunities, because you're getting some insights about the overall intent of your customers. Now that I have this information in hand and I know that there's a lot of people looking for a gift for her birthday, I'm simply going to go back on Etsy and do a search to look at what my competitors are selling. So this 1993 shirt for somebody who's turning 30 is doing well. Well, this is something potentially a really sort of low-hanging fruit would be to do one for 40th. So the year would be, I guess, 1983, and so on and so forth, because we can see that this is a bestseller as well. And so essentially what I'm doing here is I'm going through all these different items that I'm finding again and see where there's potential opportunities. Now, something you might want to do as well is, if you're interested in only selling mugs, is do gift for her mug and then see what comes up. And you're going to look essentially like, so this is personalized. I can see that this is print on demand. And essentially it's adding an icon that's representative of the customer. So as you can see, you can pick her hair, etc. And you can usually do this with an app called Customizely. Customizely, check it out. The link is in the comments section and the description of this video. So really here, the exercise is, I know this is in 20 carts. I know this is rather popular. Obviously, I cannot copy this. This is a 30th birthday or a 35th. It seems like you can completely customize it. Like, how can I figure out a way to make this interesting? Obviously, there's a champagne and there's also the balloons. Like, so this is an element that is differentiate themselves from other sellers out there, because we've seen this kind of concept over and over again. So also what I like to do is actually click on the store to get more insight as to what they're selling. As we can see, they've sold over 35,000 items or products. So we know that they're really successful. They know what they're doing. And so this is great because I can simply go and look at all their best sellers. By the way, you can use a tool like Allura.io as well to get a sense of all their different best sellers. So really the exercise to kind of condensate this information is you have to do a competitive analysis. First, understand the intent of your customer by looking at the search volume. And then second, looking at what is actually selling on Etsy. And then the third step is be creative and come up with ideas and start the design process. Now, the third tip I'm going to give you is do not niche down so early on. There's a lot of misinformation out there telling you that you need to know what niche you're going after when you're selling on Etsy. And unfortunately, that's going to pigeonhole you. So if you go after a niche, let's say wedding gifts, then you're gonna be very limited as to what you can sell in the future. Now, wedding is a great niche to go after on Etsy. However, when comes Christmas, you won't necessarily have the ability to sell those gifts. So I highly recommend, first and foremost, is that you pick a category, whether it's selling jewelry like I do with Shine On, Gear Bubble, and all the other options that are available out there. You can also sell mugs or tumblers or t-shirt, whatever it is. Pick a category that fits your creativity, if you will, and then based on that, just make sure that you try to upload different ideas. So wedding gifts idea, gift for birthdays, like there's all these different niches that you can go after. And so if you put yourself on a calendar and organize yourself, it's best to do that by telling yourself, okay, so this month I'm gonna go after Valentine's because Valentine's is right around the corner, or pick any sort of big holiday that's right around the corner, but make sure as well that your store has evergreen content. And you can have a store as well that sells mugs and t-shirts and all other form of print on demand products. So don't really feel confined to simply selling jewelry. You can sell as many different products as you want, because let's take a step back. When a customer goes and find your product, they find the product and they click on the product, and very rarely they will check out your entire store. And it doesn't matter if your products are different kind of products. You could simply be a storefront that offers all these different products. Unless you're really trying to establish yourself as a jewelry brand, but then it's a completely different story because you would be focusing on your branding, on your presence. And I highly recommend that when you're starting out Etsy, it's best to really start testing different ideas and using it as a playground for you to sharpen those pencils and eventually create that brand once you're ready. All right, guys, well, thanks for watching. As usual, I love sharing my knowledge with you guys. Make sure, if you haven't already, to subscribe, leave a comment. I love hearing how you guys are doing overall. And if you haven't already, make sure to also check out my free Facebook group where you can join other like-minded print-on-demand /Etsy entrepreneur and ask whatever questions you have. Until next time, bye guys.